That was monolithic. So I really liked the book, The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. So I listed them all out and rewrote them for music producers and audio engineers. Make sure you click subscribe, like the video, share it with your friends. It's going to be a fun one. Also, I've got a 6-day free email bootcamp with a whole bunch of mixing techniques and things I'm going to be sending out next week. So feel free to subscribe to that. There's a link in the description. And let's get to this. Never outshine the mix. In the world of music production, it's important to remember the ultimate goal is not to show off one's technical prowess, but rather to enhance the music in a way that respects and preserves its original intention. When mastering a record, you need to resist the urge to add unnecessary flourishes or make changes that would compromise the creative vision of the original mix. The master should serve to enhance the music and elevate it to its fullest potential, while maintaining the integrity and creative intent of the original mix. Remember, the goal is not to outshine the mix, but rather to let the music shine. Never put too much trust in your tools. Learn how to use your ears. The dangers of falling in love with your tools. While it's tempting to rely on the same processes and plugins that have worked well for you in the past, you must not let them lull you into complacency. A good mix is a product of intuition, creativity, and most importantly, the trained ear. Trust your ears above all else, as they will reveal the nuances and subtleties no amount of processing can ever compensate for. The best engineers and producers have developed an intuition that allows them to hear what others cannot. So, hone your listening skills and avoid putting too much trust in your tools, otherwise you'll become a slave to them. Conceal your movements. In the art of music production, it's essential to conceal your movements. A great mix, just like any work of art, should always allow the music to shine. You should avoid over-mixing or over-producing, as it can compromise the overall quality of the music. Instead, you want to create a subtle and nuanced movements that add depth and interest to the sound without being too obvious. Let's say a well-executed syncopated panning delay. It can create a sense of movement in the music, but it should not be so prominent that it distracts from the overall sound. Remember, the goal is to create a production that highlights the music's strengths and enhances its emotional impact. Don't do more than necessary. In the realm of music production, there exists a vital law. Do not exceed what is necessary. A great mix is like a fine-tuned instrument, precise in its execution and artful in its composition. However, it's all too tempting to overindulge in the mixing process, tinkering away for hours on end until the end result is nothing but a muddled mess. As the saying goes, less is more. With each additional layer or effect added to the mix, the risk of ruining it only increases. One must exercise restraint and recognize the point at which the mix is perfect. And do that before you cross over the line. For in doing so, you might find yourself back at square one, despising the very work you poured countless hours into. Just remember, in the art of mixing, a delicate balance is key. The fate of your reputation hinges on your actions. Defend it vigorously. Your reputation is a delicate and valuable commodity, and you must fiercely protect it at all costs. Don't agree to mix a project that you would not want your name to be linked to unless you are completely captivated by the production, the music, and the potential it holds for you and your mixing prowess. Should you succumb to the temptation of taking on such a project, you risk coming to despise your own work, and it will be a blemish on your sterling reputation that you have worked so hard to build. Cultivate an air of mystery. The most intriguing mixes are not always technically flawless. Instead, they lure the listener in with unexpected placements of sound, tone, and dynamics, leaving them captivated and wanting more. Embrace the art of subtlety and create a sense of enigma and intrigue in your mixes. By doing so, you will leave a lasting impression on your listener and establish yourself as a master of your craft. Get others to do the work for you, but always give credit. The greatest achievers understand the value of delegation. Don't waste precious time on tasks that don't maximize your skills, assigning them to assistants who are better suited to handle them. However, beware the temptation to hoggle the glory. Always give credit where credit is due, for it is a sign of true leadership and respect for others. Your team will work harder and more devotedly if they know that they're being acknowledged for their contributions. Make other people come to you. Your career as an engineer or producer is not about cheap marketing tactics that scream desperation. It's built on the weight of your reputation and the quality of your work that speaks for itself. Create a buzz by producing exceptional sound and let others come to you in admiration of your skill. Remember, a master never chases opportunities, they create them. Win through your actions, never through argument. In the realm of music production, arguments can lead to an impasse, ruining the creative energy of a project. To achieve success, it's crucial to resist the temptation to argue and instead let your actions speak for themselves. Even if you don't agree with the client's notes, always remember that they have their creative vision in mind. Rather than engage in a power struggle, focus on executing their wishes to the best of your ability, because in doing so, you'll demonstrate your professionalism, skill, and dedication, winning the respect and admiration of those around you. Avoid the unhappy and unlucky. The music industry is rife with individuals who are dissatisfied with their previous collaborations, and these individuals are often the most vocal in their disdain. They will be sure to tell you about their previous engineer or their previous producer and how they were the problem. However, beware the infection of negativity. Avoid these individuals, as they are likely to bring down the mood and productivity of the studio. As the saying goes, one bad apple can spoil the bunch. Stay vigilant, choose your clients wisely. Continuously prove your value. The moment you become complacent in your abilities as an engineer or producer is the moment you become replaceable. The industry is constantly evolving, and so should your skills. Always seek out opportunities to learn new techniques, develop your talents, and provide added value to your clients. Don't let yourself become stagnant and irrelevant in a world that rewards innovation and constant improvement. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm hostile clients. It's inevitable in your career that you're going to engage with clients who may be hostile or difficult to work with. In such situations, fighting with them will only lead to a lose-lose outcome. Instead, use the power of selective honesty and generosity to win them over. Find common ground by honestly acknowledging their strengths and ideas, and use that as a foundation to build a positive working relationship. This will not only disarm them, but also create a better outcome for everyone involved. Appeal to people's self-interests when seeking help. When you need help with a creative project, never apologize or beg for assistance. Instead, appeal to the self-interest of others. People are naturally drawn to those who can offer something of value. So, if you can frame your request in a way that shows how the other person can benefit, they are more likely to be willing to help. This could mean highlighting how their contribution will make the project more successful, or how their involvement will increase their visibility or reputation. Always keep in mind that people are motivated by self-interest, not gratitude or mercy. Use this knowledge to your advantage when seeking help on a creative project. Cultivate a friendly persona and observe with a critical eye. To truly understand a client's vision for their music, it's not enough to simply ask direct questions. People are often ambiguous in their responses, clouding their true intentions and motivations. Instead, adopt a friendly and approachable demeanor, which will put your client at ease and make them more likely to open up. Listen actively, not in agreement. Offer sympathetic responses, but while doing so, maintain a critical eye. Always be on the lookout for subtle clues and indications that reveal their true thoughts and intentions with their work. Take that. Use that information to better understand their vision and tailor your approach accordingly. Remember, by appearing as a friend, you gain a deeper insight into a client's desires and ambitions, which in turn will help you deliver the best possible result. Eliminate your enemy completely. In the creative process, there are enemies that can hinder the success of your project. These could be technical issues like sibilance, out-of-time drums, or poor recordings. Do not ignore them or hope they'll magically disappear on their own. Instead, take swift and decisive action to eliminate them completely. Attack the problem at its source and don't let it linger, as it will only spread and affect other aspects of your work. Remember, your goal is to create a masterpiece, and any obstacle that stands in the way must be eliminated with extreme prejudice. Use absence to build perspective. When you're deep into a project, it can be easy to lose perspective and get lost in the details. The key to avoiding this trap is to try take breaks and step away from the work. By creating distance between yourself and the project, you can come back with fresh eyes and ears. This break will allow you to hear what you were missing before and to better assess what needs to be done. Don't let yourself fall victim to the illusion of productivity. Just because you're sitting at your desk doesn't mean you're actually making progress. Instead, take strategic breaks and use absence as a tool to build perspective. This will give you the clarity and creativity needed to create something truly remarkable. Keep others suspended. Cultivate an air of unpredictability. In the fast-paced music industry, it's easy to fall into the trap of monotony and routine. Don't let that happen to you. Instead, cultivate an air of unpredictability and keep others suspended in anticipation of your next move. Experiment with new techniques, software, and hardware to create fresh and exciting sounds that no one else can reproduce. Your unpredictability will not only keep your clients on their toes, but also challenge and inspire you as an engineer or producer. Remember, the key to success in the music industry is not just mastering the tried and true, but also embracing the unknown and taking bold risks. Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. In the world of music production, isolation is a danger that should be avoided at all costs. Building fortresses around yourself to protect your work and reputation can lead to a lack of access to valuable resources, people, and experiences that helped you reach that success in the first place. The key to continued growth and development as an engineer or producer is to stay open to new interactions, opportunities, and friendships, even if they might seem risky or unfamiliar. Remember that a willingness to take calculated risks and make connections with others can lead to great rewards in the music industry. Master the art of social intelligence. Never offend the wrong person in the music industry. It's important to cultivate strong relationships and avoid burning bridges. To do this, you must become a master of social intelligence. This means being able to read people, understand their motivations, and anticipate their reactions. Before speaking, take a moment to listen and observe. Be mindful of the person's personality, status, and power, and tailor your communication style accordingly. Never assume you know everything about someone, and always approach the interaction with an open mind and a sense of diplomacy. Remember, offending the wrong person can have serious consequences for your career. Listen before you commit. Never commit to a project without hearing a demo first. Blindly accepting a job without knowing what you're getting into is like signing a blank check. Always listen to a sample of the music before agreeing to work on it, and use that opportunity to gauge the client's communication skills, professionalism, and expectations. This is going to save you from wasting time, energy, and resources on a project that may not be a good fit for you. Remember, your time is valuable, and it is your responsibility to protect it. Never be the smartest person in the room. The moment you begin to believe that you know everything there is to know, you cut yourself off from the boundless opportunities to learn and grow. Instead, adopt a mindset of humility and curiosity. Always seek out situations where you're surrounded by people who are smarter and more experienced than you. By doing so, you expose yourself to new ideas, perspectives, and knowledge that you can use to propel yourself forward in your career. Remember, there is always more to learn, and there will always be someone out there who knows more than you do. Embrace your shortcomings. As an audio engineer, it can be tempting to believe that you have all the answers, but the truth is, there will always be things you don't know or understand. The key is to embrace these shortcomings and accept you are not infallible. By acknowledging your limitations, you can begin to expand your knowledge and grow as a professional. Remember, true mastery comes not from a place of arrogance, but from a humble willingness to learn and improve. Concentrate your forces. In the pursuit of success in the music industry, it can be tempting to try and do it all. Beat making, recording, sound design, mixing, arrangement, engineering, live sound, and more. However, such a scattered approach will leave you ineffective in each area. Instead, you should concentrate your forces on a few key areas where you can make the greatest impact. Focus your efforts on what you do best and do it with all your energy and resources. By concentrating your forces, you will achieve mastery and become a force to be reckoned with in your chosen field. Play the perfect courtier. It is essential to play the perfect courtier. This means you must know the rules of the game, the genre you are working with, inside and out. You must understand the nuances, the cadences, and the throws that capture the hearts and minds of those who enjoy that music. By mastering the conventions and expectations of a specific genre, you can better tailor your work to the tastes of your audience and deliver something that truly resonates with them. So, pay attention to the details, study the masters, and always strive to be the perfect courtier in your chosen musical domain. Present the values you embody. In the realm of branding, marketing, and presentation, it's essential to present yourself in a way that aligns with your values. People easily can detect insincerity and falsehood, so it's crucial to be authentic in your messaging. Embody the values that you believe in and protect them in all aspects of your work. When you communicate your genuine beliefs, people are more likely to be drawn to you and your work. Keep your hands clean. In the world of music production, mistakes are bound to happen, but don't be the one to bring problems to the table of others. Instead, be the person who takes responsibility, finds solutions, and takes action to clean up any messes. Keep your hands clean, so to speak, and don't let mistakes or problems define you. By taking ownership of your mistakes and working to fix them, you'll earn the trust and respect of others in the industry. Remember, it's not about avoiding mistakes altogether, but about how you handle them when they inevitably arise. Be a community leader. In the world of music, building a strong community is paramount to success. To be a true leader, one must not only understand the values and beliefs of the community, but also actively contribute to its growth. By sharing your experiences, knowledge, and values, you become a beacon for others to follow. This can open doors to new opportunities and foster deep, meaningful connections with like-minded individuals. Remember, a rising tide lifts all boats, so be the one who helps rise that tide. Be the community leader who drives change and inspires those around you. Enter action with boldness. In the pursuit of greatness, don't shy away from bold production or mixing decisions, for they have the power to leave a lasting impression on a listener. However, if your bold moves don't align with your client's expectations, don't try to force it. Pivot quickly and fluidly, like a river finding its way to the next junction, and let your creativity guide you towards new and exciting possibilities. Remember, action without boldness is often wasted effort, but boldness without flexibility is the path to failure. Plan all the way to the end. In the realm of music production, it's essential to always have an end goal in mind. While creativity can take unexpected turns, it's crucial to stay focused on the ultimate destination. A well thought out plan will help you navigate through the twists and turns and guide you to your very desired outcome. Plan every aspect of the production process, from the initial idea to the final master, and don't be afraid to adjust things along the way. Just remember, a successful journey starts with a clear destination in mind. Make your accomplishments seem effortless. In the game of music production and engineering, there is an inherent desire to be recognized for one's hard work and accomplishments. However, flaunting your efforts is not always the best strategy. Instead, the key is to make your achievements seem effortless. When people see how smoothly and effortlessly you can produce and mix tracks, they are more likely to be impressed and seek out your services. This is not to say that you should hide the effort and time you have put into your craft. Rather, it's about presenting your accomplishments in a way that makes them seem natural and easy. This requires a deep level of mastery and understanding of your craft, so that you can execute your work with ease and fluidity. Control the options, steer the ship. In the world of music production, indecision can be a deadly poison to the creative process. To avoid it, one must seize control of the situation and steer the ship towards success. When it comes to decision making, always seek clarification, keep a record of correspondence, and provide perspective and clarity on any feedback you receive. By doing so, you will keep the project on course, progress will remain constructive, and the end result will be something everyone can be proud of. Remember, control the options, control the outcome. Show people possibilities. It's not always easy to communicate abstract concepts through words alone. That's why it's important to show people what's possible with their music. Instead of just telling them what can be done, create samples that demonstrate alternative possibilities and let the music speak for itself. This will not only help your clients better understand the potential of the mix, but it will also showcase your own skills and creativity as a producer or engineer. So don't just talk about what you can do, show them. Discover each project's thumbscrew. In the game of music production and engineering, every project has a thumbscrew, a weakness that could be the downfall of the entire piece. Whether it's an out-of-tune guitar, a subpar vocal performance, or poorly mixed bass, finding the weak point is crucial. It's the leverage you can use to your advantage. So dive deep into every project and discover the thumbscrew. Once you've identified it, you can use your skills to fix it and elevate the entire piece. Don't let the thumbscrew hold you back. Use it to your advantage and turn it into your greatest strength. Be royal in your own fashion. Act like a king to be treated like one. Your confidence and self-respect should shine through in everything you do, from the way you carry yourself to the expectations you set for your clients. Act like a king and you will be treated like one. Remember that your clients will only respect you as much as you respect yourself. So be sure to set clear boundaries and communicate your expectations clearly. By maintaining a regal bearing, you will project an aura of confidence and authority that will command respect and elevate your status in the eyes of those around you. Master the art of timing. Your attention to detail should be impeccable, ensuring that every element of the mix falls perfectly into place like a well-oiled machine. From the delay times to the bass lines and kick drums and vocal stacks, everything should be tight to the tempo of the track, working in harmony to produce a cohesive sound that will resonate with your listeners. Without the mastery of timing, your mix will be a disjointed mess, lacking power and impact to move your audience. So, take the time to perfect your timing and you'll see the difference it makes in the quality of your music. Piss with the dick you've got. As a music producer or engineer, you'll inevitably face limitations and obstacles, but don't let these hinder your progress. Instead, focus on what you do have and work to make the most of it. Complaining to clients about the quality of material you're being given won't do you any favors. It's your responsibility to turn that raw material into something great. So be resourceful, use your skills and creativity to elevate what you're being given and create something that exceeds their expectations. Create compelling spectacles. A mix that simply meets a standard is forgettable. A mix that stands out, however, is something that commands attention and leaves a lasting impression. To create such a mix, one must aim to create a compelling spectacle. This requires an element of grandeur, an attention-grabbing feature that sets the mix apart from the rest. Whether it's a unique vocal effect, an unexpected transition, or a well-timed drop, the spectacle must be carefully crafted to elicit a strong emotional response from the listener. A mix that creates such a spectacle will not only be remembered, but will also elevate the reputation of the producer or engineer behind it. Learn from others. There are those who have come before you, and those who work alongside you. They are your guides, your competitors, your colleagues. In this field, there are countless approaches to production and engineering, and a plethora of lessons to be learned. So don't be afraid to study the greats, to become a squire to those who achieve success, and to learn from the collective wisdom of your community. Remember, the most powerful knowledge is that which is shared. Push the limits to discover new opportunities. The tools we use may have traditional applications, but true innovation and creativity comes from pushing the limits of what we know and exploring new possibilities. Consider this: taking the delta signal on a parallel chain to add reverb to the harmonics produced by a particular distortion unit while leaving the fundamental source dry. Whether it's experimenting with unconventional signal chains or finding unique ways to use familiar techniques, it's through these ventures beyond the norm that we discover new opportunities to create something truly exceptional. So, don't be afraid to push the limits and see where it takes you. Reap the benefits of your harvest. Every dollar a client spends on your production or mix is a testament to the mastery of your craft. Do not squander these hard-earned rewards on frivolous expenses. Instead, reinvest them in your business, your equipment, your network, and your knowledge. By doing so, you will enhance your capabilities, increase the value you bring to your clients, and earn even more success and wealth in the future. Let your harvest be the seeds for an even greater bounty. Carve your own path. When you achieve success in the competitive world of music production and engineering, don't be content to rest on your laurels or follow the herd. Instead, blaze your own trail, forging new paths that others may follow but never replicate. By creating your own unique niche and setting yourself apart from the crowd, you can establish a reputation and legacy that will endure long after others have faded into obscurity. Expose the lies that hinder progress. In the realm of music production and engineering, myths and false beliefs often hold back progress and stifle innovation. As a practitioner, it is your duty to uncover these lies and cut them off at the root. Do not be swayed by popular opinion or hearsay. Instead, rely on scientific evidence to guide your actions and decisions. For instance, challenge the notion of mastering to -14 LUFS if it doesn't serve the needs of your project. By debunking myths and embracing facts, you can create a path of your own and stand out from the crowd. Cultivate relationships with potential allies. The music industry is a fickle world, and no one never knows when they might cross paths with someone who could impact their future success. Treat every person you encounter with respect and kindness, as they could be a future collaborator, employer, or even boss. Build strong relationships with those around you, and never underestimate the power of networking and fostering alliances. Disarm through action. When an artist or client makes a request that you may not agree with, it is better to complete the request first and let them hear the results. If it doesn't sound good or doesn't serve their intention, they will hear it for themselves. Engaging in debates or arguments can be a waste of time and may even harm the relationship. So, show that you are willing to put in the work and be responsive to their requests, and you will gain their trust and respect. Make change slowly but surely. Beware of making too many changes at once. Start by targeting the most problematic areas of your mix or production and adjust them accordingly. Observe how those changes affect the overall sound of the mix before moving on to make additional alterations. It's important to take your time and make changes gradually, ensuring the foundations of the sound remain intact while still evolving and improving. There is no such thing as perfection. The pursuit of perfection is a fool's errand. The idea that a mix or production can ever be truly flawless is a mirage that can drive one to the brink of insanity. Instead, focus on the fundamentals, on making sure the foundation of the material is rock solid, and then allow the art to breathe and live on its own. Remember, a work of art is never truly finished, merely abandoned, and it's often the imperfections that give it character and charm. So embrace the imperfections and make them work for you. Do not go past the mark you aimed for. In victory, learn when to stop. There's a fine line between pushing your limits and going too far. It's important to learn when to call it a day. Don't be tempted to overdo things or add unnecessary layers to your mix, as it can dilute the quality you've already come to achieve. Victory comes from knowing when to stop and bask in the glory of a job well done. Assume formlessness. In the world of music production and mixing, clients have different tastes and preferences. Being formless in music production and mixing means being unpredictable and versatile. It means being able to switch gears quickly, adjust to changing client needs and industry trends, and adapt to new technologies, giving you an advantage in the industry, allowing you to stay ahead of the curve and remain relevant over time. By doing so, you can ensure that you stay relevant, continue to attract new clients, and produce music that stands the test of time. Holy fuck, I can't believe I did that. Jesus Christ. Fuck.